Third World War terrible prophecy, Russia will conquer Europe. The seer of Vorarlberg, in 1922, had issued a prophecy about the Third World War, which now seems to be at the gates of the invasion of Ukraine by Russia. This is in fact what is emerging in these hours in the world of the web, which has found some similarities between the visions had by the farmer, known precisely for his predictive skills, and what is happening on the sidelines of the escalation. Russia will conquer Europe. What do we read in the prophecies and why do they appear so real today? The crime will suddenly come from Russia, the first hit will be Germany, then France, Italy and England, thus begins the terrible prediction. Everywhere there are riots and destruction. The seer sees a wide and long road, on both sides there are soldiers, on the margins men, women, old people and children. On the side of the road, a guillotine with 2 executioners, the blood of countless beheaded people flows. The World War III prophecy, what will happen, the prophecy of the seer of Voralberg, which in these hours for many would seem to coincide with the Third World War, goes on with the description of the scenarios of destruction in which the various countries, including Italy, will find themselves in the course of the conflict. The Rhine regions are being destroyed by planes and invading armies. Paris is set on fire and destroyed, Marseille sinks into a chasm that has formed around it and is covered by the darkness of a high tide. Massacre in Rome, with mountains of corpses. The Pope flees. And again, darkness for 3 days and 3 nights. I start with a terrible thunder or earthquake. No fire will burn. It will not be possible to eat or sleep, but only to pray. Blessed candles burn. Earthquakes and tsunamis. Invocations of Jesus and Mary by some, curses of others. Vapors of sulfur fill the air, plagues. Finally, the epilogue. A cross appears in the sky, as at the beginning of the vision. It is a sign of the end of darkness. The land is as deserted as an immense cemetery. Terrified men come out of their houses. The survivors are holy men. The earth is transformed into a paradise. The seer hears praying aloud, in German. Voralberg seer, who is the author of the prophecy of the Third World War. Many, after having read the prophecy on the Third World War issued in 1922, are wondering who was its author, or the so-called seer of Voralberg. The man, as revealed by the handed-down manuscripts, was a German peasant who in those years had a series of visions in Lochen-Bregenz in Germany. They were transcribed by the Benedictine friar Ellerhorst and subsequently inserted in various books over time, to the point of being handed down from generation to generation. However, this is not the only seer who has predicted similar scenarios. There are also correspondences in others. Erlmeyer and Our Lady of Anguera, for example, confirm that the conflict will take place in Germany, in the Rhine, in particular, while in many other visions of prophets we find the reference to the abandonment of technology. Neither railroads, nor ships, nor cars will work as they did in ancient times. The factories won't work. The fast pace before the war will stop.